tell me we have 97 minutes here tonight without intermission. So, if that means anything to anybody, if you think you'll need a drink of water or anything. You know, a year ago I drove Sally home from a dance, and while we were standing on the porch up at the house, we looked down to the river and we saw this silver flying thing rise straight up and zip off. We came running down to the river. We thought the Japanese had landed some amazing new flying machine, but all we found was the boathouse here. That was enough. If everything goes well for me tonight, this should be a waltz. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. A no holds barred romantic story. And since I'm not the romantic type, I'm going to need the whole Valentine here to help me. The woods, the willows, the vines, the moonlight, the band. There's a band that plays tonight over in the park. The trees, the berries, the breeze, the sound, water, crickets, frogs, dogs, the light, the bees, working all night. Work is very much to the point. They have everything here to help me. There's a rotating gizmo in the lights because we needed the moon out on the water. The water runs right through here, so you're all out in the river. Sorry about that. They promised me moonlight by the baleful all through the shutters. We could have it on a couple of folding chairs, but it isn't bare. It isn't bombed out. It's run down. And the difference is all the difference. And Valentine's need fruit. We have here a genuine Victorian boathouse. Folly, constructed of lattice and louvers and gewgaws. I feel like a real estate salesman. Of course, there's something about the term real estate that strikes me as wrong. Estate, maybe, but real is arguable. But to start you off on the right foot, everybody ready? This is a waltz, remember. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There was a time. All right, I think it has to be. Once upon a time, there was a hope throughout the land. From the chaos of the Great Depression, people found strength in union, believing their time had come. But even as this hope was perceived, once again, a dark power rose up from the chaos in another land. Once again, this country pitches resources and industry into battle. Now, after almost 3 years of war, it has become apparent that the battle is turning. Once again, peace and prosperity are in the air, but that old hope that the people had known had been changed into the enemy. Peace, and more to the point, prosperity is our ally now. Once again, we are told the country has been saved by war. Now, you would think that on this remote wood and this remote and unimportant, but sometimes capricious river, that the world events would not touch this hidden place, but such is not the case. There is a house on the hill up there, and there is a family in that house that is not at peace, but in grave danger of prosperity. And there is a girl on the house on the hill up there that is a terrible embarrassment to her family because she remembers that old hope and questions this new fortune. And questioning eyes are hard to come by nowadays. It's hard to use your peripheral vision when you're being led by the nose. Now, I know what you're thinking. If I had known it was going to be like this, I wouldn't have come. Or if I had known it was going to be like this, I would have listened. But don't worry. We're going to do this first part all over again for the latecomers. I want to give you and me both every opportunity. Okie dokie. Oh boy, this has got to be fast. They tell me we have 97 minutes here tonight without intermission. So if that means anything to anybody, if you think you need a drink of water or anything, if everything everything goes well for me tonight, this should be a waltz. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and no holds barred romantic story. And since I'm not the romantic type, I'm going to need the whole Valentine here to help me. The woods, the willows, the vines, the moonlight, the band. There's a band that plays over in the park tonight. The trees, the berries, the breeze, sounds, water, and crickets, frogs, dogs, the light, the bees. Frogs, dogs. Kirsten, could we have a dog? I'd like a dog. Oh, no, Kirsten, a dog! Oh, yeah! Old man Barnett kicked out Blackie and called in the kids. By now, they're all sitting down to supper. Even Blackie out by the smokehouse. About a mile downstream, a car pulled over and someone got out. At this hour, it begins to be difficult to see. The chickens have started to go to bed, and the noises carry up the river as though there was someone in the barnyard. And Blackie wants to let everyone know that the Barnett farm is well guarded.
Matt! Matt! Matt!
This is a waltz, remember. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Are you in that boathouse? I'm not going to come down there if you're not there, because that place is going to creep after dark. Are you down there?
No?
I swear, Matt Friedman. What in the devil do you think you're doing down here? Buddy said he chased you off with a shotgun. I thought, good, we're maybe rid of you. I saw your car from up there. I could not believe my eyes. Not even you. There you sit, wiping your glasses.
The better to see you, Miss my dear.
Don't even begin with me, Matt. I'm in no mood.
Were you hiding behind the window curtains when I was out since yard talking to your brother? You like to hide from me so much.
I got home 5 minutes ago. You know what time I get off work. Rachel and Ida dropped me out front. We could hear Buddy cussing all the way out to the road.
Did you talk to your Aunt Charlotte? How'd you know I'd be here?
I was in that house exactly 30 seconds. I walk in the door, Mama and Buddy lit in on me like I was 10 years old, screaming about the communist traitor infidel I'd let in the house. Buddy said he chased you off with a shotgun.
He had a large two-barreled weapon, yes, with apertures about like so.
If they knew you were still in the place, they'd have Cliffy on you!
You want the sheriff? All you have to do is keep yelling. Your sister-in-law called him. He's probably at your house right now.
Whatever possessed you to come down here and get into a fight with my brother? You know I can't stand living there as it is.
Sally, one of us had better go for a walk and cool off. Both of us can't be angry.
What better happen is you better march right back up there to your car and go back to St. Louis.
No, see, the way they build those things now, they require gasoline to really get them running. Especially Plymouths.
Matt Friedman, you did not run out of gas!
You want to try it? See if you can get it to catch?
Oh, if that isn't just typical.
That's what saves it, I think. I was just thinking that was typical.
That car is going to kill me. I mean, I'm a strong person, but that car is going to do it. Not one time has that car gone from one place to another place without breaking down.
Sally, you don't deprecate a man's car. A man's car reflects his pride in himself and his status in society. You castigate my car, you castigate me.
Well, good. And you may be full of hot air on most things, but you are right about that. That hay baler is a good reflection of you.
Boy, you get angry. You really are a mountain doctor, aren't you? And where's the still? I was looking for the still you said was down here.
Matt, I'm exhausted. I've been up since 5. I was at the hospital at 6:30. I don't want to argue. The still was right there. It busted it up, broke it up.
Your dad get raided by Cliffy.
Cliffy wasn't sheriff then. Conklin was sheriff. Him and Dad were half partners in the still. They broke it up for scrap after the repeal. Matt,
They were running liquor, were they?
it's the only thing keeping you here. I gallon of gas for your car? Because we have a can at the pump house.
Better wait till it gets dark before you start stealing Buddy's gas.
You've alienated Buddy. You've almost paralyzed Olive.
Olive! Olive, I could not think of your sister-in-law's darn name. I'm thinking pickled herring, I'm thinking caviar, I'm thinking boiled egg. I knew she was on a relish tray.
Why are you always barging in places?
No, ma'am, I wrote you how many times I did down
If
today?
you barge into a person's home, you barge into where they
I
work?
telephoned your house here, had a nice Missouri telephone chat with your Aunt Charlotte.
Aunt Lottie would invite the devil into the parlor for hot cocoa.
Actually, I came down here to talk to your father. That's how I've been told these things are done in the South.
Not in the South, here in the Midwest.
Sally, I've been all over the country, and there is New York City, isolated neighborhoods in Boston, and believe me, the rest is all the South.
Would you please just tell me what happened up there, so I'll know how to handle them?
Sally, I know I told you we'd have the whole weekend, and I was looking forward to it just as much as you were.
You are the most conceited, blind,
There
deaf.
is just no way out of it. I have to go back tonight. We have a hearing on the Iceman and his horse.
On what?
You know, I wrote you about the Iceman and his horse and wagon. We had him consecrated as a church, and that worked for 2 years till they caught
I
on.
don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Churches don't pay taxes, so we had him ordained. They didn't like it, so we set up a trust fund in the name of Daisy. Now they want a hearing on that because horses can't hold trusts. It was just sprung on us. I have to be back in St. Louis tomorrow.
Would you please just tell me what happened up there?
Sally, it was crazy to come down here, only I promised you, but we have to work fast here tonight.
What was Buddy so mad about?
Did you hear me? I've only got tonight. I have to get back.
Would you please just...
Sally, it is unimportant. But if it makes you happy, I came down here as I said I would. I parked my car, I went to the front door and knocked. Your sister-in-law from the relish tray, you said?
Olive.
Olive! Olive, I cannot remember the woman's. Olive. Olive. Olive came to the door with very big eyes, shaking all over. I said, oh, hello. I'm Matt Friedman. I thought I'd come over this beautiful evening and have a chat with Mr. Talley. So she stood there doing her imitation of a fish.
She did what?
She couldn't speak. I think she was paralyzed. She goes,
It isn't necessary to characterize every
Sally, I'm
single...
trying to tell this in a way where I don't get angry again.
Okay.
Finally, she swims off after having said all of not one word, and Buddy came. Does your entire family have such absurd names?
His real name is Kenny. We call him Buddy.
Kenny is his real name? This is better for a grown man. Kenny. Kenny Talley, Lottie Talley, Timmy Talley, Sally Talley. Your brother also does not know how to converse. Your brother likes to talk in rhetorical questions.
You're Sally's Jewish friend, ain't you? What do you think you want around here? Have you ever heard that trespassing was against the law?
They're all such hypocrites and fools.
There's nothing hypocritical about it, believe me.
You deserve it. Coming down here, I told you Dad said you weren't invited back.
And so Buddy said, if you want to see your friend Sally, you can go to Springfield where she works. And I said, I'd wait there in the yard. And that's when he went in and got the large two-barreled hunting gun.
And Olive called the sheriff.
I'm omitting the yelling and the screaming and the deprecating.
Who was yelling?
Well, there was your Aunt Charlotte yelling, this man came here to see me. And your mother yelling, you are not to see my daughter. And Olive yelling, get back in the house, at everybody. At the dog that was barking, at Charlotte, at Buddy, at your brother's business friend who was out in the yard to protect Buddy. He mostly said, you tell him, Buddy. You tell him, Buddy.
I'm not even gonna apologize. You had it coming to you.
Of course, your mother and Olive stayed up on the screened-in porch, protected from the mosquitoes and communists and infidels.
I've absolutely got to get out of that place. Rachel and Ida and I have been looking for an apartment in town for months.
Actually, you don't get mosquitoes here, do you? Rich people always know where to build their houses. With the house on the hill in the breeze, the river's always moving. Mosquitoes don't nest around here, the breeze blows them off. Do they nest? Mosquitoes? Do mosquitoes Does everything that lay eggs nest do fish nest? That's a funny idea.
Don't try to make me feel good, Matt. It isn't going to work. Fish spawn.
What do mosquitoes do?
I do not know what mosquitoes do. They breed.
You know, I'll bet you're right. See, I thought you'd be glad to see me. That's my problem. I got no sounding board. I sit up in St. Louis in a dusty office, sneezing away. I start daydreaming. I start thinking, well, listen here, Matthew. What ought to happen is you ought to head down to them hills.
Please don't do that. Don't make fun of the way we talk. Everything you do, you're enough to make up.
Friendship house? Sailor love?
I don't make fun of your accent. I don't see
I
why.
have no accent. I've worked very hard and have completely lost any trace of accent.
Very well.
And so, daydreaming away up there, I start thinking, this Sally dame, she looks to me like a good deal, man. She showed you a good time. Least you can do is reciprocate.
That's supposed to be someone, I guess. That isn't you.
What do you mean, someone? You don't know Humphrey Bogart?
We don't go to the pictures.
How did you know he was a movie actor? He might be Secretary of the Interior.
My grandmother knows Humphrey Bogart, and she's never been.
He's on Castigate the Guy's imitation sound.
The Secretary of Interior has been Harold Ickes since Sitting Bull.
You don't go to the movies?
Pictures are an excuse to sit alone in the dark.
To sit together in the dark?
Not necessarily.
But you go alone.
Not always.
Oh, now that's interesting.
Sometimes. I go with some of the other nurses' aides from work.
That's a big business, isn't it? Caring for the wounded. It's a nice place for the boys to forget about the hard realities of making a buck when they get out.
The boys may take care of fixing their share of hard realities.
It's a very sunny building. All the boys have a very sunny attitude. The doctors are very sunny. The nurses are very sunny. The nurses' aides are sunny. You expect the whole place to go up with spontaneous combustion.
We tried to be pleasant, yes. What would you have us do? Say, oh my gosh, you look horrible. I don't think you're going to make it through the night. Good heavens, you poor man. Both hands missing and all you know is auto mechanics? You're never going to find a job you're happy with.
No, I wouldn't have you do
We don't
that.
have to fake anything. When you work with them every day, you can see progress. Some of them will recover completely.
I'm not criticizing. I admire it.
I was there last February when you barged in. I wasn't home.
See, that's funny. One girl said you had a cold that day. Another nurse said you had gone to Kansas City to help requisition more beds. She was very imaginative, but under sympathetic questioning, she was not a good fibber.
So you drove all that way to Springfield and all that way back for nothing.
It wasn't a wasted afternoon. I had the honor to be shown by a Negro private from California 25 different ways to lose a game of checkers. I also had time to puzzle. Why would Miss Sally tell every person with whom she works that if this Jewish accountant comes down like a crazy man to see her? Everyone tells him she's not there, and Sally will go hide in the closet.
I was working in the kitchen that morning where visitors are not allowed. It was not necessary to hide.
With little nurses coming into the kitchen every 10 minutes to say, well, I don't know, Sally. He's still up there. Looks like he intends to stay all day. I'm very good at puzzles, Sally. They do not waste my time. I have great powers of ratiocination. I'm a regular Sherlock. He was a terrible anti-Semite. He was a rather shallow, ignorant man. Did you know that?
I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. I was trying to figure out what ratiocination means.
Forgive me. I do not have a speaking vocabulary. I have a reading vocabulary. I don't talk that much.
I haven't noticed the problem.
Last year, weren't you always saying how quiet I was? Mac, why don't you say something? Weren't you always asking me questions?
I retract. everything I said last summer.
But unlike Sherlock Holmes, I'm not quick. I'm steady, and I stay at something, but I'm thick. At first, it took me a long time to know something as thick as me. Then, going back over the mystery of Sally in the kitchen, I decided what was called for was an on-the-spot investigation. So, I have a few questions I'd like to put.
There is no mystery.
Mystery isn't bad, Sally. Mystery is the spice of life.
Variety is the spice of life.
Well, variety's always been a mystery to me. Give me one choice and I can take it or leave it. Give me two, I don't want any of it. Give me three, I can't decide.
I cannot understand why you can't get the message. You sound like a functioning human being, but you've got a wire crossed or something.
A screw loose.
You are one total living loose screw. That much is certain. You've been away a solid year. The one time you come to the hospital to hunt me down, I refuse to see you.
No. You didn't refuse. You hid in the kitchen.
And you sat up in that day room the entire blessed afternoon.
I was not made to feel unwelcome.
Not made to feel unwelcome. You do not have the perception that God gave lettuce. I did not answer but one letter, and in that one short note, I tried to say, in no uncertain terms, I didn't want you to write to me. You have sent me an almost daily chronicle of your life in your office, the most mundane details of your accounting life. Why did you come back here?
It was a very pleasant way to begin the morning, writing, Dear Sal. Cleared out my head, like reading the newspaper, only not so depressing. I could tell you about the intrigue in the office, full of problems I anticipated, and knowing you sort of spoke along with me. Your carefully balanced and rational judgment was a great boon to my disposition, improved the weather. And the weather in St. Louis needs all the improvement it can get. I'll bet I made you laugh.
No, you did not.
No?
Not once.
Oh, it's a blow.
I knew you were trying to. I didn't find anything particularly funny.
Not trying. Just thought you might. You didn't get lonely. It wasn't like being away from me this whole year, was it?
Not at all.
Didn't you come to look forward to the mail in the mornings?
I dreaded each new day.
Now see, if I believed that, I'd leave.
No, I did gain a fondness for the calm respectability of Sundays.
Holidays must have been nice.
Holidays were a benediction.
Did you make that recipe I sent you? I couldn't make it because I don't have a timer. Baking in an oven, I get confused. I go off and leave. I come back, the apartment is terrible. I cook
I
well.
don't cook. Why don't you go on up the road to the Barnetts? It isn't that far. They'll give you enough gas to get into town.
You have no sense of nostalgia, Sal. You have no romance.
No, I do not. Not right now. I can't remember feeling less romantic.
Alone? Together again in the sunset? Well, sundown. Twilight. This countryside is so beautiful. Do you think about that when you live in it all the time, surrounded by all the lovely scenery, or do you take it for granted?
No, it's beautiful. Why wouldn't we appreciate it? There has to be some compensation in the place. It isn't particularly fertile. It's rocky, it's got poor drainage, it's all hills.
How can it have poor drainage if it's all hills?
Hills have nothing to do with drainage. Water has to soak into the ground, not run off. The weather is too dry in the summer. The crops just curl up in the field. The springs are just a cycle of floods. The winters are too cold and damp.
But it's beautiful. Ouch! Look at that. Not what I'd call seaworthy, river-worthy. When was the last time anybody was down here? Aside from you coming down here to get away from your family, aside from you and me coming down here last summer?
I wouldn't know.
Or maybe to fix the place up.
Nobody has any use of it anymore. You couldn't get materials now if you wanted to.
Fancy place to let rot away. Nobody even knows who spent all that much time building some crazy place like this. It isn't grand, it's just silly. Is it not silly? Must have broken a lot of jigsaw blades.
Uncle Whistler.
What?
Everett Talley built the boathouse in 1870, built Follies all over town. He wanted to build a gazebo up by the house, but Grandpa said it was a frivolity. So he built a boathouse.
And made it look like a gazebo.
Well, that's what he wanted to do in the first place. He did the bandstand in the park across the river. The town didn't want it, but he'd seen it in a picture somewhere, so he went right over and built it. They tried to stop him. He said they could tear it down after he finished. He painted it maroon and pink and gold, said, "Now tear it down." Eventually, they used it for high school band concerts.
Sounds like a frustrated guy.
Not at all. Why does everything have to be so cynical? He was not in the least frustrated. He was a happily married man with 7 kids. He made toys. Tap dancing babies, whirligigs. He got pleasure out of making things for people. He did exactly what he wanted to do. He was the healthiest member of the family. Everyone in town knew him. Everyone called him Whistler.
Because he was the artist of the family?
Because he sang and whistled. He used to go stomping through the forest singing "Una furtiva lagrima" at the top of his lungs. Nobody outside the Talleys knew what he was singing, so they all said he was crazy. He certainly wasn't frustrated.
What is that? An ice skate? Somebody had big feet. Do you skate?
No.
Me too. Did you used to roller skate on the sidewalks?
There isn't a sidewalk closer than 1.5 miles in town.
Me too. All the other kids had skates, used to fly past me, knock me down. I was only 5. Some memories linger.
In St. Louis.
In the winter. They used to skate on the lake, frozen solid. I once tried on the boys' skates once, nearly broke my neck. Well, that's what I should have expected. I'm not what you would call a beautifully coordinated individual.
Don't put those on.
That roller rink in Lebanon, where all the soldiers hang out, that's the principal recreation here, it seems.
People come up from Springfield.
Fellas in their dates.
Girls looking for soldiers.
Looks like everybody's having a good time. All that drinking and all that skating. I'd get sick.
They do.
You go.
I went once, Matt. I didn't like it. But don't stand up in those, you will go right through the floor.
No, it's all a matter of balance.
But don't do that, not for crying out loud.
Unfortunately, I have almost no sense of balance at all. What do? You push off to start and then you glide.
You don't have to push off, but I suppose you could.
Well, eventually you come to a standstill. How do you keep going?
You take steps. Step, push, and you glide on that foot. Your weight on that one foot.
Well, how do you get your weight off one foot and onto another?
Well, the other foot has to come up.
How can the other foot come up?
Lift it! Oh, for heaven's sake, lift it!
Oh, 1 foot.
Now you're gliding on that one foot. Before you start to slow down, you lean your weight over onto the other foot.
Oh, sure. But what's to catch me if I shift my weight off this foot?
The other foot, you've got two, stupid.
Tally, I'm awkward. I'm not stupid. Oh, that's much easier.
Now lift the other.
I know, and glide on that. Why did the skaters get tangled up?
Because they are synchronized.
I'm not gonna worry about what you do, okay? You'll just confuse me. La 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 la.
Come on, Matt, not so loud.
La 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 la
Matt, stop! They'll hear you across the river.
I'm having an old-fashioned skate with my girl.
Not your girl, Matt. Come on, let go. You are ridiculous.
Hey, don't let go. We're going to the end of the pond.
I'm going to get gasoline for your car.
Sally, I'm going too fast. I don't know how to turn. I'm gonna crash. Help! The trees are looming up in front of me. They're coming right at me. Fir trees and big old maple trees, oak trees. They're black against the snow, firelight flickering on them from the campfire. They're frozen hard and stone and deadly. It's the end of a brilliant career. Here they come. I can't slow down. Here they come. Ah! Oh, I'm in serious. Sally, where are you going?
I'm going for your gas.
Hey, come on. I can't run after you in these.
I'm good and sick of you running after me, Matt.
Sally, where do you think you're going? Sally! Help, Sally! I fell to the floor.
Where are you hurt? What did you hurt?
Please, come on, Sally, just let me take a second. I appreciate your concern. In all honesty, I think I'm not injured at all. Except maybe my head, all that stuff came down on top of me. Look at you standing there with your arms crossed. There is one problem. My legs through the floor, I don't know how to get out of this. Give me a lift.
For heaven's sake. They must have heard you up at the house, across the river.
I was having fun. It's very good exercise, kid.
I can't. You are too big, and you're not helping.
I'm helping.
You'll have to get out by yourself. What a baby.
It's not so bad down here. I mean, my vanity's a little confused, but it's not an uncomfortable position. Other than that,
You're not going to be so comfortable when you get your foot snake bit.
you know all the right things to say. I think I'm not injured. No, I'm not even skinned. The wood's too rough and to scrape me.
You could have scratched yourself with a rusty nail and gotten blood poisoning.
I had a tetanus shot before I came down. That's what you have to do when you go fishing. I read about it. In case you prick yourself with a fish hook. Most painful thing I ever paid to have done to myself. Were you serious about the snacks?
Copperheads, water moccasins, cottonmouths. They wouldn't prey on you. I imagine if you stuck your foot right in their nest, they wouldn't like it.
Snakes' nests?
Oh,
Had you told me about the snakes last year, there never would have been an affair between Sally and me.
there was no affair.
Of course there was an affair. How many times in 7 days did I see you?
I don't know.
7.
7.
I got hoarse screaming over the music of that dance band. I could hardly speak all week long.
The kids nowadays like it so loud, they don't have to think.
I don't blame them.
Neither do I.
You didn't mind me talking to on the porch of the Shriner's mom.
I didn't mind talking to you. I didn't mind you driving me home. I didn't even mind changing the tire.
I thought we made a very good team. Most girls would stay in the car. You at least held the flashlight.
Held the flashlight.
Well, they told me how to change the tire.
And with the matches when the flashlight batteries burned out, I could have done it much faster myself. What I minded was the very next evening having to walk 2 miles when the carburetor failed.
I told you to wait in the car. I told you not to come.
What is someone going to say with me sitting alone in a car on a road where lovers park, or somewhere I have never before been in my life, even during school?
I tried to hitchhike a ride. You hid in the bushes every time a car came by. I'm looking around for you. The cars all think I'm drunk. They pull over into the other lane. You almost caused 3 head-on collisions there.
Aside from that night, the other times I saw you were a lot of fun. Except maybe the night you came to dinner.
I am not responsible for your family. That evening was your idea.
Everyone is always saying what a crazy old maid Emma Goldman I'm becoming. I wanted to show them how conservative and ignorant I really am.
You are not conservative. You are not ignorant. And Emma Goldman, believe me, was no old man.
You know what I mean. Between being what they consider an out-and-out anti-American and being over 40 years old, you made a grand hit with Mom and Dad, let me tell you.
I could tell.
After you left, Dad Well, that man is more dangerous than Roosevelt himself.
What they were hoping for was that be a proper Christian suitor and take crazy Sally off their hands.
No. At least they stopped hoping that. That's something.
Where are you going? When we're getting on so well.
I'm not getting on so well.
Sally, listen, you're scared and I'm scared, but we both have to realize that we're going to deal with this before either of us leaves.
There's nothing to deal with, Matt.
No, there's quite a lot. You can't have it both ways. You can chase me away, or you can put on a pretty dress. But you can't put on a pretty dress to come down here and chase me away. You remember, I've seen you come home from work in your uniform.
I changed out of my uniform at work tonight.
Because you thought I'd meet you in Springfield, outside the hospital.
I didn't know you'd be down here. I thought I'd come down here to listen to the band.
No, you came down here because this is where we came last year.
This is my place. I come here every day.
Okay, fine, I'll believe you. You come down here to forget your family. Maybe you have a cigarette to unwind, knowing you can't smoke at the house. Maybe you take a nip from a whiskey bottle you keep here somewhere.
I won't stay up there forever. I'm as eager to leave as they are eager to be rid of me.
Maybe get an apartment in Springfield. You're with Rachel and Ida, so the three of you don't have to drive to work every morning.
They're nice girls.
They're very nice. Maybe get a pet dog. A dachshund. Maybe name him Matt. Smoke all you want, come in your own apartment, go out to the movies on Saturday night, maybe go sometimes to the USO dances. Not get too involved in any boys, not Sally.
It's that bad.
No, ma'am, it is not. All the boys said they liked you best. All the nurses, though, with their eyes, they're telling me, don't you go away, man. Sally is gonna come around.
They enjoyed the game.
Me too. But they weren't telling me to go away.
Well, then I'm telling you to go away, Matt. Nothing will come from it.
See, they could tell that I was in love with you. And they were telling me that you might be in love with me. And wouldn't that be a catastrophe?
I don't think I even know what that means. I don't know if you know.
Aside from that, you're afraid you might love me.
I don't think that is even a desirable state to be in.
Agreed. 100%. All you have to do is say no. I am not.
Why don't you just leave? Make us all happier.
I don't think leaving would make you happy. It wouldn't make me happier. It would be easier. See, I can take no for an answer. I can't take evasion. I can't take I'm scared. I can't take hiding in the kitchen.
Just put it out of your mind, Matt. It's impossible.
So the future is pug dogs and apartments and USO get-togethers and drinking with the girls.
It sounds wonderful.
Sally has decided that she is an eccentric old maid and she is going to be one.
I'm looking forward to
Well,
it.
I'll show you how far Sherlock got. My first solution to the Sally hiding in the closet puzzle.
Kitchen.
Sally hiding in the kitchen. Is she don't want nothing to do with this Jude type. It don't matter that she never saw one before. She's heard great much about them. They's always being chased from place to place. Must be something wrong. Anyway, Schicksals are a global breed and believe everything they hear.
Oh, you don't think that at all. I'm a liberal Midwestern college graduate. You were very exotic to me. I reread the Old Testament.
Well, I hate to disillusion you, but I didn't reread the New Testament. So it is not that. I have to have everything laid out like in a list or I get confused. Then Matt says, maybe the reason she's scared is it's this. German she can't abide. All the boys are fighting these German types as well right in the middle of us.
There are old families of German descent here.
You know nothing about this Friedman. Might be anyone. This enemy may be infiltrate the home front, yeah?
Don't. That's creepy.
You should only know. So she does not think of Matt as a jerk. Then Matt says, this Sally puzzle, she's how old? Stop looking at yourself, Matt. It's not just Matt. She's not like him. She's well over how old? All her friends and all her relatives were married by what age? And with all the prospering young men down
All
here,
the prospering young men are off to war, Matt.
I think we're getting somewhere. Well then, all the handsome and pathetic and brave soldiers she sees at the hospital every day.
They're kids. They're 10 years younger than me, most of them.
This has got to be the most particular girl that ever was. Who ever heard of such a situation? Where is her bright red hair? Where are the rolled garters on her legs to drive men out of their minds? Why isn't she exposing half of her bosom with a plunging neckline like every other female? Where's the come hither? The invitation? Here's an unmarried, attractive, not fanatically religious young lady who actually thinks of herself as a human being rather than a featherbed? And you say there is no mystery? Also, I talked to some of the patients at the hospital, remember? Some are not so young. They all say, "Are you Sally's beau?" Every time we say something sweet to Sally, try to get fresh, she says, "Come on now, I got the beau."
There's time. Enough for...
It's just a friendly conversation, Sally. No reason to be upset.
Come on. My life is no concern to you. If we get through the war, there's time to think about the future.
Nobody thinks like that anymore. Live for today.
Everything is upside down.
No! No, we're not waiting for Johnny to come marching home this time.
I can't hear a word you're saying. You gotta think of blood on your face.
Blood? Where? How did I...
You said that junk fell on you? Touch it. Don't. Just put both your hands down. Here. Hold this.
What is that?
Never you mind.
What is that? That stinks! What are you putting on?
Chin! You're not hurt. Don't faint. Sit down.
I'm inoculated. It won't give me lockjaw.
I am sorry to hear it.
I had a tetanus shot.
I know! Because you read in a book how to be a fisherman.
Some skills have to be acquired, you know. If man was born with a knowledge of the river, nobody would ever drown. This is the professional nurse's aid's bedside manner. Also, I read. In my business, I had to learn to read very fast because they change the text laws every week.
One more.
And so I read like a madman. I retain nothing at all, but I read like
I read very slowly. Practically memorize every word.
Jack Spratt! Am I okay?
Oh, you'll live.
You have sensen for your breath? Poor Whistler. You should see his boathouse, and he'd sing, "Una furtiva lagrima."
I used to think he built the place for me. I was little when he died, but I thought he knew I'd come along. So he built it just the way it is. Falling down, the way people used to build Roman ruins for their gardens. That way, nobody else could come down here and discover the magic of the place except me.
It was falling down even then.
It wasn't that long ago. I played it when I was 8 or 10. I'm 27 now.
No, you're counting wrong.
I'm what?
You're 31.
I am certainly not 31. Who do you
Oh
think?
my goodness. She does have vanity as well as a temper. You're 31 because you were fired from teaching Sunday school on your 28th birthday, and that was 3 years ago.
What?
I've become great friends with your Aunt Charlotte. There's a counter spy in your very home. You're infiltrated. Oh, I didn't tell you. You're ambushed. I've come upon you from behind.
When did you talk to Aunt Charlotte?
Oh, last year, for a second today, and every few weeks during the winter, on the telephone. I had never heard of anyone being fired from teaching Sunday school before.
I quit. We didn't get along.
I like it better the way she told me. The preacher told you were supposed to be reading from the Methodist Reader, not Thorstein Veblen.
That we're having problems with union organizers at the garment factory.
Some of the kids' mothers work there.
They asked me what was happening.
I liked it. So you read to them from?
The theory of the leisure class.
How much of the garment factory does your family own?
It was 25%. Dad and the minister and the newspaper editor suggested we all concentrate on the text. And he who does not work, neither shall he eat.
Scared the pants off the sluggard.
Make the unreligious infidels buckle down.
A good Christian worker.
I also read from St. Augustine.
Ah, profit is a sin!
Businessmen will never enter the kingdom.
He was also a terrible anti-Semite.
Or worse, he was Catholic.
You know, Sally, the unmarried doctors are supposed to help the menfolk keep the social status quo.
Organize food baskets for the poor.
Keep their mouths shut.
There was a time when Dad had great hopes for me.
No wonder they're so eager to get you out of their house.
You're older than I am.
Oh, more than you know. I'm 42.
That's about what I imagined.
Sally, you don't say that, whatever you think.
Under the draft by the skin of your teeth.
Yes.
You could have volunteered.
Yes.
You've been married.
No.
Why?
Never asked anybody, nobody ever asked me.
You should have heard the other nurses' aides after you left. They thought you were the bee's knees.
They still say that down here.
Yeah, they still say cat's pajamas. Only something is wrong. Something is goofy, isn't it? A single man, 42 years old. It doesn't make sense that a good man has made a fool of himself at least once by your age.
Well, puzzles. Why does the chicken cross the road? A man I know says some riddle to me every day. I say, don't tell me, don't tell me. Later in the day I say, okay, I give up. Puzzles and jokes.
They couldn't quite put you together, so they decided you weren't quite right. Maybe you had a wife and 6 kids in Germany.
You like jokes? One day, old Ben Franklin was standing at the kitchen window flying his kite out the window. And his Mrs. Franklin, comes in, looks out the window and says, Ben, you need more tail. And Ben looks to her and says, well, that's what I told you this morning, and you told me to go fly a kite.
I heard that before I was 12.
I haven't heard that before. Mrs. Blumenfield in the office told us that yesterday morning.
English wasn't your first language. What was?
Questions and answers. What is the shortest month? May is the shortest month. Only 3 letters in May.
German. Yiddish.
Oh, what was Mackinsor's language? It doesn't come out funny. What does it matter? He can't talk to the old man at the cafeteria in Lithuanian anymore. Not the way he'd like to. Some pieces. The weather is hot today. Yes, the weather is hot. I read the Germans marched into Russia. Yes, what happened to the German-Russian friendship? Ho, ho, ho! I yelled to him like he was deaf.
Where were you born?
I don't know.
Where was the sidewalk they skated on?
I lived in many cities. Oh, dear. We are a lot alike, you know. To be so different. We are 2 such private people. That guy at the cafeteria. I eat at this cafeteria. I talk to a lot of
I
nutty
don't
guys.
want to hear another
No,
story.
this is not like that. I came down here to tell you this. This guy said we were eggs.
Who? You and me?
All people. Said people are eggs. Said we have to be careful not to bang up against each other too hard. Crack our shells, never be of any use again. Said we were eggs, individuals. Said we had to keep separate, private. He was very protective of his shell. He said, you never know what the other guy is thinking. See, we all got about 10 tracks going at once. Anybody, you could be thinking anything down any given track at any given moment. And so we can never really communicate. While I'm talking to you over on track number 3, over on track Number 5, I might be thinking, oh, any number of things. And when I think you're listening to me, what are you really thinking?
And you think he's right, or you think he's wrong?
Well, that's 2 ways of looking at it. I told him he was paranoid. I'm not to worry about what people think. I'm to work with it. We got our work cut out first, don't we? I told him.
What?
Well, it's all right there in his analogy, ain't it? What good is an egg? It's got to be hatched, or boiled, or broken up into something like a lot of other eggs. Then you're cooking. I told him he ought not be too afraid of getting his yolk broken.
Where were you born?
He didn't appreciate it either.
Why are you being such a private person? Such an egg?
Where was Matt born? Kronstadt? Maybe. Or Dansk? Or Kaunas? But probably Kaunas, which became the capital.
Lithuania.
What was Lithuania? So, there, omelet.
When did you come to America?
This is one you haven't heard before. This is a city joke. The Kaiser's architect had a little outhouse that he wanted plastered and painted. So he asked for bids from 3 contractors. A Polishman, an Italian, and a Jew.
Matt.
So, the Pole says, that job will be 3,000 marks. The Kaiser's architect says, how is that 3,000 marks? So the Pole says, 1,000 for the plasterer, 1,000 for the painter, and 1,000 for me. So, the Italian says, that job will cost you 6,000 marks. How can you figure 6,000 marks? So the Italian says, 2,000 for the plasterer, 2,000 for the painter, and 2,000 for me. So, he goes to the Jewish contractor, and he says, that job will be 9,000 marks. 9,000 marks? How can you figure that? So the Jew says, 3,000 for you, 3,000 for me, and 3,000 for the Pole.
You said you were German. Why were you born in Lithuania?
Probably Lithuania.
Did you come here with your family to this country? Or you don't know that either?
I know. I know. Very well, Miss Sally Talley. There was a Prussian and a Ukrainian, yes. There was a Prussian and a Uk and a Let and a probable Lit who traveled over Europe.
Matt, you're maddening. I don't know if it is a story.
Sally, I will tell this in the only way I can tell it. The Prussian had been a soldier who, being Jewish, realized he could not advance in the Kaiser's army, so he became an engineer.
There's no such thing as a Prussian Jew.
Prussian is the way the Prussian thought of himself, and Prussian he was. So he became a wandering engineer. The Kaiser sent the Prussian, the Uk, the Lek, and the probable Lit to study engineering wonders. Many months in the Swiss mountains watching the building of a funicular. Yes?
Yes.
And in the evenings, the Prussian liked to sit stiffly and talk with other stiff Prussian Jews sitting around the cafes of the capitals of Europe. But unfortunately, one of the people with whom the Prussian spoke was...
Matt, you're confusing me. I don't know if this is a joke or...
This is the joke about how the probable Lit came to America that you said you wanted to hear. So one of the people with whom the Prussian spoke was an inventor named... Who remembers? Such is fame. He discovered how to get nitrogen out of the air like magic. And so, one day, the Prussian, the Uk, the Lek, and the Lit lit out for Naples, but were detained in Nice, where there is a large police force. Because people tried to board boats to cross borders. Europe mostly being made up of borders that people get upset when you try to cross. You know the child's game at Mary? Europe is the child's game at Mary. Captain, may I cross into Yugoslavia? Yes, you may. Take 3 scissor steps. Okay, I take 3 scissor steps. Oh, go back to Czechoslovakia. You forgot to say, may I?
Who is the Uk and who is the Lat? You're the Lit and the Prussian is your father? Who is the Uk?
This is all on the up and up, Sally. The Prussian was married to the Duke. She said she was Sephardic, but that wasn't true.
Okay. I want to understand this, Matt. Who was the Lat?
The Lat was their doctor, who'd been born in Latvia 2 years before the probably had been born in probably Lithuania.
I didn't know you had a sister.
It turned out to be of little consequence. People in Europe being very wasteful of people.
And your family was detained in Nice?
Yes, by the Nice police, which was very unlucky as the French are very much the natural enemies of the Prussians. And the French very much wanted to know from the Prussian engineer what? Something he had overheard in a cafe.
How to get nitrogen from air?
Like magic!
Why?
Everyone was happily looking forward to the Great War.
This was when?
This was 1911. The lit was 9. And nitrogen was not used in the field as fertilizer. This nitrogen was used in the manufacture of gunpowder. So one should be very careful what your friends tell you in cafes. So the French tortured the Prussian.
No.
Being Prussian and Jewish says nothing. So the French tortured the Lat daughter to make the Prussians speak.
Matt, you don't have to say anything. I
The
know.
consequence of that being that the Lat fell into a coma from which she did not recover. And the French were convinced they had the wrong Prussian, Duke, Lat, and Lit, and let the whole lot of them go. So they went to the authorities in Germany and left the little Lit with his uncle in Lubeck. The irony turned out to be that the German government reasoned that this gregarious Prussian engineer knew something vital to the interests of the Kaiser. Well, as he did. So they tried to slip across the border into Denmark, but we understand they forgot to say, "May I?"
They wouldn't kill their own people just because they knew something they might or might not tell.
They didn't consider them their own, of course. And people in Germany were not killed. They were indefinitely detained.
I never heard there were persecutions in the First World War.
I thought you said you reread the Old Testament.
So, how did he come to America? The Lit.
Who said the Lit came to America?
How did he get to America?
Norway to Caracas to America on the banana boat.
Himself or refugees?
Refugees with his uncle from Lubeck and his wife and 4 kids.
Little kids?
What does it matter what size kids? No, grown people, not little kids. There's something so thrilling about the broad canvas of a European story, isn't there? But I'm afraid the little Lit had seen too much. No allegiances could claim him now, no causes.
So the Lit didn't volunteer for the army.
Oh, war. What did he know except war? Life was war. War was life. Against the French, he would have almost gone this time. No. The resolve was to never be responsible for bringing into such a world another living soul. He would not bring into this world another child to be killed for political purpose. And what sort of woman would be interested in such a grown, probable Lit with such a resolve? Anyway, he doesn't think about it. Day goes by in a second. I spend my life adding figures. It breaks my head.
He does. The Lit.
Does what?
You said I. You mean the Lit. The Lit spends his life adding figures.
Yes. Well, I do too. We are much alike. We work together.
But you've both gone to a lot of work for nothing.
What work? What do you mean?
How do you naturally invent stories about your father and your mother and your sister being killed by Germans?
One by the French, 2 by the Germans.
You've been talking to Almaty. Who else have you been talking to? People in town? Have you read the Lebanon newspaper? The old files? I don't know how detectives work.
This is bad. Why are you speaking like this?
Why did you tell me that story?
To make you see why I had not spoken last year.
That's what you came down here to tell me.
Yes!
Well, now you've told me. Now I know. Now you can leave.
I have said something. I don't know what I said.
It was a calculated risk. You just miscalculated. You're not good at manipulation. I've been worked over by experts. They're good down here.
Sally, you've mistaken something!
Get gone now. Leave before I hit you with something. You can walk to the Barnetts. They'll give you some gas for a couple of coupons.
Now, who's making the disturbance?
Get off this property. Or get out of my way so I can go back to the house, or I'll disturb you for real.
Sally, we are going to settle this before either of us leaves.
I won't be made a fool just because I fell in love again, Matt. And I won't be pushed around again.
You're not getting away from me.
Get out of here.
Do you realize what you said? Did you hear yourself?
Buddy! Clippy! Matt Friedman! He's down here!
You are a crazy woman. We can both be shot with that gun. People do not yell and scream and kick. People are blessed with the beautiful gift of reason and communication. Oh!
Buddy! Clippy!
How could such a thing happen? When they passed out logic, everybody in the Ozarks went on a marshmallow roast. You are rational now. Life is going to be interesting with you. You're hurt.
No.
My hand is bleeding. Where did you hide the alcohol? I called my aunt and uncle. 70 years old. They say Matt. Don't get mixed up with the Goyim. They have my cousins call me. Old neighbors I haven't heard from in years. I say I must live my own life. I come down here protected from tetanus. I'm getting rabies from an ultim moid.
Why did you tell me about your family and
Because,
about you?
because you asked. Where were you born? Why haven't you married? How did you get to this stupid country? Because I am a crazy person. Your nurse friends all say something's wacky with Matt, that he never made a fool of himself over some woman. I say, Matt, go down. Tell Sally who you are for once in your life. Risk something. At least you'll know you did what you could. What is she going to do? Bite you?
Charlotte didn't tell you anything. She may be silly, she may like you.
One does not necessarily follow the other.
But she doesn't gossip about me. She didn't tell you anything.
So you tell me. No, Charlotte told me nothing except that there was something to tell. I said, Charlotte, Sherlock Holmes thinks there's some dark mystery down here. And Charlotte said, Mr. Holmes, Sally will have to tell you that herself.
There's nothing to tell.
You are screaming up to the house for the sheriff because there is! Oh, my, they could all be coming down here right now.
They're all listening to the radio.
Saved by Miss Fanny Bryce. We stick together. Oh my gosh. I don't know where to begin. I'm walking into an unfriendly church in my underdrawers here.
What are you talking about?
You don't have that dream. I congratulate you. That is a terrible dream. I mean, it's such a disadvantage. I feel like Houdini in the iron box under the ice at the bottom of the river. I forgot where I put my key to the handcuffs. Such a frustrating dream.
The boys at the hospital is an artist. He developed a facility for when a dream starts to go bad, it starts to get scary. He, in the dream, changed it all into a drawing, wads it up, and tows it away.
Freud wouldn't like it.
Drives him crazy.
I am foolish to insinuate myself down here. To feel like one of the hillbillies. Who knows this Friedman? I don't blame you. I won't be Matt Friedman anymore. I'll join the throng. Call myself August Hedgepen. Ship moonshine over the back of my elbow. Wheat straw in the get of my teeth. I'm not cleaning my glasses. I'm fishing for crack. Bass.
Sun perch.
Oh, heck yes! Only I'm not. I can't even take off my shoes without feeling absurd.
People don't go around with their shoes off here, Matt. Is it really the Hatfields and the McCoys? The ones who go barefoot only do it because they can't afford shoes. Matt.
Who's that? I don't even hear you. My name is August. Call me August.
I couldn't possibly.
That's my name as of this minute.
Matt, you.
Who? Huh? Why?
August.
I don't like it. What's that fragrance? What are you wearing?
Me.
Smell.
Honeysuckle.
That's honeysuckle. The one that they write songs about. It blooms at night?
No, that's something else. It blooms during the day, the night, whenever.
It's wonderful.
You've never had to grub it out of a garden.
You know that old folk song, Lindy, did you smell that honeysuckle vine last night? Honey, it was smelling so sweet in the moonlight.
No. I mean, sure, but I don't know it.
The Lebanon Band played it last year. Isn't that the Missouri folk song?
No. I don't know. I don't know Missouri folk songs.
Oh God, I'd lay me down and die if I could be as sweet as that to you, my little Lindy Lou.
Don't sing to me. It's ridiculous. And my name isn't Lindy Lou. It's Sally Talley.
I know. I came down here to talk to you about that.
No, I'm not going to change my...
Your chin's trembling. Are you okay, Sally?
You didn't say that. Don't say that.
It's what I want to say.
Well, don't. Talk about your socialism. Talk about your work or something like you did in your letters.
I don't talk socialism. I don't talk communism. I talk common sense. I don't think much of isms. In no time at all, you start defending isms as if they were something tangible. What are you afraid of? Why?
And that's what made Buddy so angry. And Olive are talking common sense.
No. Your brother is a baiter. You want to change the subject. Fine.
A what?
A baiter. A baiter. Your brother baits people. He thinks that if all the factory workers went on strike for better wages, as they're trying to do in his factory, it will bring the country to its knees. He's a very poetic speaker.
Well, it would bring Buddy to his knees. And that is a position with which he is very unfamiliar, believe me.
What are you afraid of?
People are working now, at least.
Of economics you want to talk? I say to you, this is my life. Say no or say yes, and you say talk about economics.
Will there really be strikes after the war is over?
You are playing games, yes?
I don't know what.
You are a peach. They'll strike. Sure, people shaking their boots, they'll strike. Everyone from soda jerks to grease monkeys, it gives them the illusion that the system is working.
People are afraid to admit it. But I think they're worried about what's going to happen when the boys come back.
Down here, they're afraid to admit it? Well, I'm glad to hear it. It shows humility. Humility's good for the soul. In St. Louis, they tremble in their beds at night. Headlines in the papers. One businessman said the war had to last another 2 years, or the nation would never recover.
They're afraid there will be another depression.
They who?
They! Whoever do we mean when we say they?
Man I know says they-sayers are all liars.
They see it happening all over again. The depression, unemployment, with the factories shut down, higher taxes.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, it won't happen.
You can't know that.
There is a lot I do not know. On people, I am utterly ignorant. On girls, I am more than ignorant. On money, I am expert only. On taxes, I am an authority. Businesses ask me about taxes. People who cry depression are blind and frightened.
Why should it be any different this time?
You are worried about what is going to be?
Yes! It was no fun. Hobos coming up to the back door 4 and 5 at a time, asking for work and having to accept handouts.
It won't be like that again. It's different. Roosevelt himself will be passing out the lollipops.
I don't know why you're acting like this. All
How much money do you have?
What?
You hardly give. You're an average person in a less than average job. You've been working 2.5, 3 years. How much have you saved? You have nothing to spend it on. You buy bonds to say capitalism, democracy, or freedom of speech. Were you not terrified to express yourself? How much money have you saved?
What's wrong? I'm not going to let you talk to me.
Forget it. How much?
Do know how much money I have saved. That's what bothers me. Money makes me greedy and guilty at the same time.
So how much?
I have my check every week for 3 years. I make $30 a week.
$2,340.
Oh, a little less, $2,200.
Multiply that times 120 million people.
You're the mathematician. What does it come to?
A lot of money that nobody had before the war, burning a hole in everybody's pockets. How many people have bought war bonds? 85 million people. How much money is in savings banks? $130 billion. Everyone's going to be spending and building and working. The sideshow is over. And a financial exhibition. I'll go. Why did I come? You're not going to be honest with me.
Honest about what?
About you. About me. About Sally and Matt. You think I intend to sit here and talk finance? What will happen after the war? Why should there be an after the war?
I was being perfectly honest with you.
Perfectly honest and perfectly evasive. Perfectly mysterious and perfectly frightened out of your wits. You know something, baby? Your dames are all alike. You yell. You got a yell string about a mile wide straight down the middle of your back.
That's supposed to be Cagney.
No, oh my goodness, it's still Bogart! You have no sense of flattery.
And we're all yellow? You know that many women. You can just make a generalization like that.
Oh, good grief. Now, what are you going to be? Jealous and possessive about something you don't even want? No! I know no women. What I told you, I have never spoken before for the same reason you speak nothing to anybody, because we are terrified that once we allow ourselves to be cracked, I think people really do think that they're eggs. They're afraid that they're who is the eggman? All they can show us.
Humpty Dumpty.
We all have a Humpty Dumpty complex. So I take a big chance. I come down here to tell you that I am in love for the only time in my life with a girl who sees the world exactly as I see it. So I say to you, I'm sorry, Sally, I will not have children. But if there is a life for the two of us, will you have me or not? You yell and scream looking for me, you kick, you breathe fast, what do you call it? Breathing faster than now.
Hyperventilate.
You hyperventilate and say, Matt, talk about finance! Oh boy. Oh boy.
Walk with me to the road. I'll get you some gas. I'll go in the yard by myself.
The car isn't out of gas.
What is it out of?
Hope! The car is out of hope. The car is in fine running condition. I turn the key, it goes. I turn it off, it stops. I turned it off! I didn't say the car was out of gas. I said it needed gas to run. You assumed it was out of gas! I wasn't talking to Buddy about isms up at the house. I was telling him about you and me in the boathouse last summer.
Oh my gosh! Oh!
Hey, come on now, you'll drown out Fibber McGee.
You did it!
They'll arrest us both! They'll hear you swear right across the river at the park. Do you want to hear the band play in Mrs. Old Band Shell so the night shouldn't be a waste?
You did it!
They ought to start any minute. We can watch the fireworks.
They won't have fireworks. You can hear the band from here. Matt, you have no idea how prejudiced Buddy and Olive are, really.
Are you kidding me? I don't imagine your father will let you sleep under his roof after Buddy tells them. Your aunt thinks maybe they'll kick you out of the house. We think maybe they'll shave your head.
Aunt Lottie put you up to this?
She said you were anxious to get out of the house but didn't have much courage. She's a very bold friend.
You told her about last summer?
No, she told me. You told Rachel. Rachel told her cousin Rose. Rose told Aunt Charlotte.
I'll weigh them, every one.
You listen to anything I've said?
What? Oh, Matt, I told you, just put it out of your mind.
You're hard. You're tough.
Well, I can't think about it now.
Maybe you better.
There's no place to go or I'd be out of there, Matt.
There's a hospital in St. Louis. St. Anne's. St. Louis's St. Anne's. Where you could work. They're crying for help.
Too long a drive.
Well, it just happens that my apartment is conveniently located 4 blocks away.
You have room for 3 nurses' aides.
I rescind the offer. You like St. Louis? Browns, you never know. The Cardinals are okay. We could go to the game, watch the Cooper brothers.
Matt, you can see I don't want you to talk like that.
I hear you say that. I think I see something different. You aren't afraid of me right now, this minute. Are you afraid of me?
I've never been afraid of you.
Put everything I said aside. I didn't sing Lindy Lou and ask Sally to marry me. Sally didn't say, don't sing. We are friends talking together, looking out at the river, and the upside-down black trees and the shaky moon in the water. Hey, there's no color in moonlight. What a jig, very little color. Look at you.
Some.
You might as well have blue eyes. Amazing. The things you get so used to that you don't even know them anymore. Okay. So I ask you, why did your aunt say there's something you don't know, man? Something only Sally can tell you.
It was a long time ago.
You're 31 years old. How
That
long?
was another life, really.
So what happened in this other life?
Say I was disappointed in love. It was a long time ago. I was another person.
No, I don't believe in disappointed in love.
It was more of a financial arrangement than anything.
Well, disappointed in a financial arrangement, I can understand.
I was engaged to Harley Campbell. His dad.
I don't believe it.
You don't even know who he is.
He was the one out in the yard talking to your brother. You tell him, buddy. You tell him, buddy.
Well, he used to be very good looking.
I don't believe that either.
He was a guard on the basketball team. He was a cheerleader. We grew up together. We were the 2 richest families in town. We were golden children. Dad owned a quarter of the garment factory, Harley's dad owned a third. These 2 great families were to be united in one happy factory. We used to go walking through the plant, holding hands, waving at all the girls. They loved us. When the workers asked for a showdown to discuss their demands, Dad brought us right into the meeting, onto the platform. Everybody applauded.
The youth, the beauty.
The money. Here they are, folks, the future of the country. Do you love them or do you love them? Now back to work. They still don't have a union.
So how did it happen that Sally was disappointed in love?
It all became academic. The depression happened. Maybe we didn't look so golden. The factory almost shut down.
I know the depression came. So how did it happen that Sally was disappointed in love?
I was sick for a long time. I got TB and missed school. I didn't graduate until a year after Harley did. It was a good excuse to drift apart. Then he became engaged to a girl from New Jersey. He went to Princeton. His father killed himself.
Because he was engaged to a girl from New Jersey?
Because by that time it was 1931. He was in debt. He thought he would lose the factory. He didn't know how to live poor.
So?
Harley quit school. Buddy and Harley and Dad worked at the factory trying to save it. They're doing all right now.
I know. A government contract for army uniforms. So?
Harley's wife left him 8 years ago. He remarried a girl from Rogersville.
So that's the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. So help you, Hannah.
Yes.
You're real cute. Might as well get the gas, don't you think?
You're not out of gas.
Yes, maybe I am. Maybe I lied.
That's what it takes.
You know what I'm thinking? Over on track number 9. Sally may not be who I thought she was after all.
Maybe not.
May not be. Maybe not. What kind of answer to a mystery is that? Why would what happened to change this golden girl into the embarrassment of the family? Into a radical old maid that aspires to teaching Sunday school? Why would this nice Harley leave you after such a long time while he becomes sick with such a romantic disease? See, I'm a logical person. I have to have everything laid out like in a list. And that isn't logical.
His family didn't want him to marry me, obviously.
They thought you weren't good enough for him?
Come on.
What?
Yes. Don't do that.
Mr. Campbell was in debt and worried about being overextended, but the rich partner's daughter gets TB and the wedding is off.
I don't know.
There's your music. Wasn't Harley the richest boy in town, you said?
Yes.
And Sally was the richest girl in the countryside. This was the match of a decade. Bells were going to ring for such a match.
Well, they didn't.
When the Depression comes, the rich families must pool their resources.
They didn't see it that way.
The Campbells are a large Missouri family. Are they the 15 little Campbells?
No.
No, only Harley, 2 brothers, and 1 sister.
No.
Only Harley and his brother?
Harley and his sister.
Harley was the only son of a very prominent Laclede County family.
Yes.
So why wouldn't they want their only son to marry the beautiful, popular, cheerleader Talley girl whom he'd be going steady with for 3 years?
They didn't like me.
He dated you all those years over their protest.
Not on your life.
No, because Harley did not do things against his parents' wishes.
No.
But in fact, you didn't graduate with Harley. You were delayed a full year.
That's beginning to hurt, Matt.
You're polling. I'm not polling. Why weren't you good enough for Harley?
I got sick.
You got TB and went away to Arizona where you lived for the rest of your life.
No.
You gave this contagious disease to their only son, and he went away to Arizona where he was never heard from again.
TB was not serious. There were complicating circumstances that caused me to be out of school.
There were complications. Sally was pockmarked and ugly, and nobody wanted anything to do with her.
You might say that.
This only son was repulsed by the sight of you.
No, Matt. I was in the hospital for a month. I had a fever.
This Harley has a morbid fear of hospitals. I'm getting a fever. Who's getting a fever?
I didn't want it.
But your dad insisted.
He didn't want it either.
You were pale and white and would not look good in a wedding dress.
Matt.
You were a tramp and a bed and would have ruined the reputation of this prominent family, is what the story is.
He was the heir. He had to carry on the family name.
And you were irresponsible. You had uncontrollable kleptomania and could not be trusted around the family money.
I was sick. I had a fever.
You were delirious and drunken. And what sort of family would allow for such a woman to marry their only son?
I was sick for fever.
You are not sick. You went away. Why did you go away?
I was at the house.
Why were you in the house for a year?
I had a fever.
No, because you had disgraced
I
yourself.
had a pelvic infection.
Is that what you told people?
Didn't know what was wrong with me.
Why were you hiding in the house?
I couldn't get the fever down.
Why were you
Because
hiding?
with the fever, by the time they did it didn't matter.
What were you hiding?
Because it had eaten out my insides. I couldn't bear children. I can't have children. Let go of me.
What do you mean?
I couldn't have children.
Sally, I'm here. It's okay. You're okay.
Go away. Go away.
I didn't know. I thought you had had a child.
I have had no child. There was no scandal. I was no longer of value to the merger.
It's okay. It's okay.
Stop it. That's what I told the boys. It's okay. Only they're dying of blood poisoning. Don't comfort me. I'm fine. Blast you, let go.
I thought you had had a child by someone else. So,
I have had no child. I only wish I had.
this was a result of TB.
Infection descended into the fallopian tubes. It's not uncommon with women at all. So there couldn't be an heir to the garment empire. It was all such a great dance. Everybody came to the hospital. Everybody said it made no difference. At the time Harley graduated, the Campbells were speaking to the Talleys. But then Dad was looking at me like I was a broken swing. It's a very interesting perspective.
Did you think that your aunt had told me that you couldn't have children and I was making up the story of my life just to tease you?
Possibly.
Eggs! Eggs, eggs, eggs. We are both so terrified, but we still hope. You think a beautiful dress to work. Did you tell the nurses I was coming to see you?
No.
And look at me. For 5 years, I wear the same tie to work. It's a matter of principle for me not to wear a different tie. I buy a new tie to come and see Sally. You see how corruption of principle begins.
I had nothing to do with that.
Is that a new dress, by the way? I don't know that dress.
Yes. It's no big deal.
It's an enormous deal. It's the new deal. It's a big deal.
You didn't even say you liked it.
I like it. I love the dress. I was in St. Louis all this last winter in a terrible one. It is not that I was happy or not happy, but I did not think that I could be happy. But this last winter I was terribly unhappy. And I knew I was unhappy. I had fallen for a girl and could not give her the life she would surely expect, with a family, many children. You know what has happened? Some mischievous angel has looked down on us living 200 miles apart and said,
You know what would be a kick in the head? Let's send Matt on a vacation to Lebanon.
You believe in angels.
I do now. Most definitely. Her name might be Lottie Talley. Maybe. We missed your marching band.
They'll play all evening.
So, we'll go up to the city tonight. Leave the car here.
Matt, it's absurd to be talking like that. We're practically middle-aged.
So, we'll go up to the city tonight, leave the car in town, take the midnight bus.
I'll be up in a week or so.
I'll stay here at the hotel in Lebanon and wait.
You have to work tomorrow.
So what?
We'll go tonight.
Lindy Lou. You live in such a beautiful country. Such a beautiful countryside. Would you miss it? Me too. Once a year. We'll come back down so we don't forget.
All right.
And so,